Hey, welcome back, Buckeye Nation, to your Caribou Data Science channel. That's right, today is Thursday, September the 9th, 2021. And it's a afternoon here. It's getting close to dinner time, but I just want to crank out your report for you today, Buckeye Nation. Let's do one thing a little differently here. Let's put let's actually put this down below. Let's put this hopefully under there. Will that actually work? We'll see. And let's put cases. Don't know if this is actually going to make any difference or not, but we'll see. There. So let's get rid of this section right up here then. There. So I had a shocking revelation today. And that is that I popped in this before, I just forgot about, uh, while the state of Ohio is recording cases 7 days a week, they're only recording deaths 4 to 5 days a week. And what's really interesting is the days in which they don't record the numbers changes from week to week. Okay, which is really kind of scary. So what this really comes down to is this: probably the best measure we can get is probably going to be uh, weekly cases. Okay, the daily cases just cannot be trusted because of all the funny business. Remember back in February of this year, 2021, the governor's office came out and said, "Oops, we undercounted COVID-19 deaths by close to 4,000 for the fourth quarter of 2020." But rather than go back and backdate news reports, fixing those numbers that they received, they added them on to February 11th, 12th, and 13th numbers, which caused a huge, massive increase, as you'll see right here. Okay? You compare these three numbers here, which is when they add them 4,000 on, compared to the rest of them back over here. Okay? It really dwarfs all these numbers here. But what we do is you take this and we do a simple and we simply replace them with the mean deaths for these 3 days. So what this brings us down to is this. Uh, this is 70 moving average. You notice all the choppiness. This is probably caused by the fact that all the days when there is no numbers. Now, how come there's no numbers right there at all? I'm not sure how long that is, but it's just interesting. This is a 7-day moving average. So what you can see here is we had a long declining pattern in deaths down to uh, mid-July. Now it's starting to climb back up again. What we need to remind ourselves is, even though Ohio is in a pretty aggressive vaccine program, the U.S. is an aggressive vaccine program, the vaccines will not keep you from getting COVID-19. The most you can hope for is that the vaccines will reduce the number of symptoms, will reduce the severity of the disease, and also reduce the chances that you'll die from COVID-19. Okay, now some people say, well, what about the possibility of long-term side effects? Well, all medicine has side effects. The difference is some side effects are good and some side effects are bad. For instance, the side effect of taking a couple of aspirin is it gets rid of your headache, but the side effect of taking a dozen or so aspirins per day can damage your stomach lining. Same medicine, two different results, but we don't stop taking aspirin. In fact, many of us in my age take an aspirin every single day. Okay, as a blood thinner. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, too much aspirin can cause severe problem with your stomach. yet we don't care, we don't consider that risk. Okay. And here's just a summary statistics for deaths. All right. Now let's take a look at cases. Well, here you can see again the cases. This time I'm using a general additive model. You can see here the pattern was down to the July. Now cases are starting to climb again. Okay. Again, cases are climbing in July. And the question is this: how many of these deaths, how many of these people who had these deaths and these cases were fully vaccinated? Now, I'll be honest, I don't watch the news because it's too biased and too liberal. If you tell me, is anybody talking about that question? How many people who currently have COVID-19 were vaccinated? How many people who've died since July of 2020 were fully vaccinated prior to dying? Well, it's kind of hard to be vaccinated after you die, right? Again, here's some numbers here, descriptive statistics, and here you can see again. This is again is the low as function for daily for Ohio cases again. The decline back up in the increase back up in the increase back up in cases in July. A slightly different way of looking at deaths. This was using again the low as function with a span of what 0.2. Kind of fits the data a little better here. One source said, for smaller data sets like less than 1,000 values, low as is better. It could be. But again, a long declining pattern here, followed by an increase back over here. Okay? And this is the high deaths using the general additive model. The big difference is this drops off a little quicker, but you still see the declining pattern followed by the increase. So Buckeye Nation, that does conclude your report for today. Hey, again, a big shout out to the 11 people who watched this video yesterday. Thank you so much for those 11 views. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click that like button. We got to get these likes up. If we're going to get YouTube's attention, we got to get the likes up. Okay. And third, we also need to get the subscribers up. So be sure to click on the subscribe button, click on the share button, share the video on Facebook and Twitter, as well as in emails and text messages. Thanks so much for your time. We'll catch you tomorrow with an updated report.